Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Welcome back to another installment of Monday Night Magic. If my ability to count hasn't been compromised, this should be episode number 9. And we're getting pretty near the end of the material that I have for this series to date. So last couple of weeks we opened up some deck builders toolkits. And from those, we end up getting 8 booster packs total. 4 of them are as Battle for Zendikar, 4 of them are Shadows over Innistrad. So in this episode, we are going to open up the Battle for Zendikar. Now, a while back, I did open up the dual decks for Zendikar versus Eldrazi. So it'll be pretty cool to see if I get any cards that can go with those decks. I don't really know anything about Battle for Zendikar. Except I know that I'm going to probably open these two last just because I have the Arena of the Planeswalkers board game. And these are the 2 Planeswalkers, I think Koira and Nixilis. So I'm going to save those 2 for last. But let's have a look here. We'll open up these 4 packs and we'll see what we get. So again, these packs came with the Deck Builders toolkits, which cost me about $25 Canadian. To buy a booster pack normally is about $5.50, so it's not too bad the price that I paid, and we'll have a look and hopefully we'll get some worthwhile cards. Oh. Alright, Swell of Growth. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So it looks like some green acceleration. Dispel. Calistria Nightwatch. Earthen Arms. Felidar Cub. Ooh, an Eldrazi Drone, Kozilek's Sentinel. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Vestige of Emrakul, which I think is one of the big Eldrazi in this set. Probably won't end up getting it, but pretty cool card nonetheless. Ghostly Sentinel, Flying in Vigilance. Dominator Drone, Devoid, 3/2 for 3 black, or with 1 black at least. Ingest. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his library. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another colorless creature, each opponent loses 2 life. Wow. Volakut Predator. Stasis Snare. Jodi Offshoot, and Carrier Thrall. So I think that's it for our uncommons. Our rare, oh wow, awesome. Ob Nixilis Reignited. So we got ourselves a Mythic Planeswalker. So done pretty good with the Innistrad product so far for that. I got Planeswalker in my gift box, and now I've got Ob Nixilis. So again, this is probably going to be the best card that I draw, but that's quite alright. So he costs 5 to bring in, has 5 loyalty, and if I gain +1 loyalty I can draw 1 card and I lose 1 life. If I lose 3 loyalty I can destroy target creature, and if I lose 8 loyalty, target opponent gets an emblem with whenever a player draws a card, you lose 2 life. So wow, that is awesome. And okay, cool. I've seen a few people play Magic games online. Forest Bear Studios is one of the channels that I watch religiously. The guys are awesome on that, and they've had I noticed a bunch of these like full art land cards. So I guess this set had them. Now hopefully I get at least 1 forest because that's the color I like to play the most. But that's still really cool. And we have an Eldrazi Scion, token creature. So that is really cool. Man, that is just awesome. So even though I never usually get to play a black deck, if my fiance finds out that I've got this card, she's probably might actually want to play me. So, alright, pack number 2. Can we top Ob Nixilis, or did we kind of draw the best card first? I guess we'll find out if I can get this pack open. Wow. There we go. Alright, pack number 2. Plummet. Salvage Drone. So it also ingests, so if it deals damage to a player, have to exile a card. When it dies, I can draw a card, and if I do, I would have to discard a card. Calastria Healer. So whenever Calastria Healer or another ally, so this is an ally, enters a battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and I gain 1 life. Blister Pod. Eldrazi Drone. McKindy Patrol. So this one has Rally as well. Whenever McKindy Patrol or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures gain Vigilance, so they don't tap when they attack. Lava Step Raider. Fortified Rampart, so a 0/6 Defender wall. Needle Drone. I actually really like the Eldrazi cards with the color at the top there that just kind of fades away. It's actually really cool. Sheer Drop. Hedron Blade. And we are now into our uncommons, so we have the Tajiru Warcaller. So it has Rally. It's whenever it or an ally enters battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +2/+2. Nice. And it's green, so awesome. A Cryptic Cruiser. Eldrazi. Devoid. Put for 2 colorless and a blue, put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard, tap target creature. Hedron Archive. And what do we have? Wow, Dharana, Liberator of Malakar. So this is another mythic, so 2 mythics back to back. This is really kind of crazy. It's a 3 mana, 2/3 flying first strike. Whenever Dharana, Liberator of Malakar deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature you control. Wow. So 2 mythics. That is amazing. And we got ourselves a mountain and an elemental. So this is really insane. 2 mythics. Which pretty sure is good considering that you know, these are just random booster packs, so. Alright, I think that streak is probably over, but that's fine. Definitely think I got my money's worth out of it. Again, if anybody knows what the value of those cards are off the top of your head, please let me know. If not, I'll maybe see if I can find a website online to price them at. I'm not going to resell them or anything, but I just think it's really cool that in a $25 deck builder's toolkit that I purchased that I got 2 mythic rares like back to back. That's really kind of crazy. Alright, booster pack number 3, Royal Mage's Trick. Dutiful Return. A Swell of Growth. A Core Castigator. And it can't be blocked by Eldrazi Scions. Brood Hunter Worm. Spell Shrivel. Complete Disregard. And this is devoid, so it has no color. A Ruin Processor. Wow, 7, 8. When you cast Ruin Processor, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If I do, gain 5 life. Skyline Cascade. So it enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Core Entanglers. Tajuru Warcaller. Retreat to Hagra. And our rare is a Sunken Hollow. Sunken Hollow enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. So an Island Swamp. And then we have a foil swamp card. Again, if my fiance finds out about this, I think she'll be pretty happy with it. Set this aside. And we got our forest. Okay, I'm happy now. I have at least one full art forest card. That is awesome. And a plant. Alright, have to say I'm pretty impressed with these 4 packs. So what can Ob Nixilis give us? Probably nothing, but I said that about the last pack, and I still think I got some pretty cool cards, so see what happens. Last pack of the video. Tajuru Stalwart. Enters battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. So that probably works best in a multicolor deck, obviously. Clutch of Currents. Culling Drone. Stonehaven Medic. Volcanic Upheaval. Destroy target land. Unnatural Aggression. Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature an opponent controls would die this turn, exile it instead. And again, it's got the nice Eldrazi symbols there. Sandstone Bridge. So enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains Vigilance. So that's really cool. Cloud Manta. Scour from Existence. Grave Birthing. Hagra Sharpshooter. So for 5, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. That's our first uncommon. Expedition Envoy. Our second uncommon. Our third uncommon is a Hedron Archive. And our rare is March from the Tomb. Return any number of target ally creature cards from with total converted mana cost of 8 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's pretty cool. And then we have an island and just one of these cards. I guess for Magic Duels Origins? Must be a video game. Anyway, so that is pretty cool. I have to say I'm really impressed with what I ended up getting in this video. So we'll just have a look here. I think I actually got one of each color for the full art lands. Let's see if I can find the other ones here. There is the Plains. So yeah, not bad. I got one each of the full art lands. So mountain, plains, forest, which is going in one of my decks, and I'll probably put that island in one of my decks too, just because I have a blue-green deck already. Got ourselves a holographic, or not holographic, I guess, I think that's a term from a different card game, but a foil swamp, basic land. These are all going to be going in sleeves here. And then for some of the rares, we have the March from the Tomb, Sunken Hollow, which is a dual land, and we have 2 mythics. So we got a Planeswalker, Nixilis, and Drana, Liberator of Malakar. So pretty happy with those 4 packs. Yeah, really happy with that indeed. These cards are all immediately going into sleeves. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. I think next week's is going to have a pretty difficult job competing, but we'll come back next week and we'll open our 4 Shadows over Innistrad cards. So until then, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.